I understand his point, and I admire his passion,
Yeah.
but why not just send the letter to, leadership? I mean, it's
Bushman said he'd fill it out for him.
it's a NACO requirement. It's not like he's not gonna get reappointed.
Yep.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock, so we're gonna call to order our special emergency meeting. This, what is today, the 7th? 7th of August, 2020. We'll go ahead and have Commissioner Summers give us an invocation.
Our dear kind Heavenly Father, as we gather before Thee on this Friday in this beautiful county, in this beautiful state, in a nation that was brought from Thee, we appreciate Thy hand in all things. Please bless those people that have cause to mourn and those people that protect us from our freedoms, in our freedoms and the things that we do. Please bless our families that while we're away, that no harm or acts befall them. We ask these favors and blessings in the name of my Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. We don't have a pledge on here.
Oh, okay. Then we don't need to pledge.
So,
I thought
yeah.
maybe that's why Dale was here.
We can still do it.
You have one? Yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, I thought that's why Dale was
All right. Dale, will you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. We have Jordan Euler on the phone here with us. Can you hear us, Jordan?
Yes. About 20% of what you're saying I can understand. I can hear you talking in the background, but it could be because I'm driving on my cell phone. Anyway, Marla spoke to the speaker. I could hear her better, so she might have to repeat if you have a question for me.
Okay, we'll try and speak clearly for you, and hopefully you can hear us.
I wonder if it'd be better on my cell phone.
I almost wonder if it would be too, because all I hear is
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm gonna call you on my cell phone, and let's see if that's a little better, okay?
Okay, you're going to call me?
Yeah, or you can call me, you got my number, right?
Yeah, maybe just try calling me.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's see if this is better.
That's clear, definitely, from you talking. Sounds like.
Okay.
I can hear Scott Douglas calling number 2, I'm not sure.
There's a microphone on the phone.
Is it on speaker?
Yeah, I've got you on speaker, but it's not very loud. Okay, try to say a couple things. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I can hear you a lot better.
Sure, that's on speaker.
He's still calling through here.
Doesn't even sound like it's on speaker.
My volume is all the way
You
up.
there now?
Okay, let's see.
You there, Jordan?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me better?
That's
Yes,
That's
a lot better.
I can hear you guys pretty good now.
Okay, great. So, just to clarify, we're having this meeting this morning because we were supposed to get it on the agenda last Wednesday and we didn't, and you guys have a deadline for today for this project, which I think will be beneficial to Howell and the Blue Creek Dam area. So we wanted to just acknowledge that. Jordan, you want to just give us a really brief summary of this project and what it is you're trying to do? I know you talked to us before the meeting, but just for the record, just explain exactly, what it is that you guys are wanting to do.
Yes, you just want a brief description of the PL 566 and your sponsorship?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so the Blue Creek Howell watershed is an existing NRCS approved watershed, and there's been about 5 projects in the past since the inception of that approved watershed, and that the NRCS has done out there. There's a number of projects that they've done out there and improvements that they've made in that watershed. So Bronson Smart is the Utah State Conservation Engineer for the NRCS. He called us about a month back and said that that he had that there was money becoming available through this program, and that he felt like the Howell Blue Creek Irrigation Company had a good opportunity to. He wanted us to submit an application. The guys at Howell Blue Creek, we're already doing a dam rehabilitation project with the state of Utah. The dam currently doesn't meet minimum dam safety standards, and so as well in this application, we're looking to enclose the 2 canals, the east and the west canal, which feed out of the reservoir, and also look at putting in a booster pump station so that it will provide pressurized irrigation for both of those pipelines, or both of those pipelines where the canal will be enclosed. So this application, because Howell Blue Creek Irrigation Company, typically the small irrigation companies, they don't qualify as, they can't be their own sponsors. They're not an audited entity. And so they need somebody to sponsor this project. Previous projects that have been done under this approved NRCS watershed, a couple of those projects recently, even in 2009 and I think it was 1976, Box Elder County was the sponsor. There's a number of duties or responsibilities that the sponsors handle. For this particular project, and I believe the last project in 2009, the portion I guess the way the sponsorship that we're going to set up on this, Howell Blue Creek is also going to be a co-sponsor. They just won't be the primary sponsor. So Howell Blue Creek's going to handle a number of the obligations, and the obligations that we would be looking for Box Elder County to take care of are just administering the financial money pass-through of the invoicing during design and construction phases of the project. And so, you'll have a staff member on hand. I guess the way it would work for engineering is the engineer would send in an invoice to Box Elder County, and the invoice would be reviewed and passed on to the NRCS. The NRCS would pay the engineer. Other things that would you would need to do is just look at the contracts. There'd be a contract to pay the engineer or to pay the contractor within a certain amount of time, 30 days is typical. And then so that time, I guess one thing I didn't point out when I was there last week, Stan, or a few days ago, Stan, was that time for that staff member for Box Elder County, that will be reimbursed through the NRCS at 100%.
I was wondering if there was an administrative fee there.
It's a similar way to what was set up in 2009. I understand that the county may have some concerns about liability, which that's fair. So the way that's handled is the county will want to put together an agreement with Howell Blue Creek Irrigation to pass out liability back to Howell Blue Creek Irrigation. We're doing a number of these projects throughout the state of Utah, in central Utah, southern Utah, and we have the same situation in Washington County right now, where Washington County is the sponsor for a smaller entity that's not able to be the sponsor, and that's how they're typically done. Is that agreement will pass that liability back to the entity that's going to benefit the most from this project.
Okay. Do you have any questions on that, Steve?
I don't think so. I guess I got just a couple. Who is the, who's going to be the one applying for it? Is it, when you say How Blue Creek, is that a service district? Is that the towns? Is it the water company? Who's the one that's going to be applying for it?
Yeah, so the service, I don't know if I caught that whole question, but I'll try to answer. The service district out there was the previous NRCS projects that were done in that watershed were done under the service district. And so this one is going to be a little bit different. This project is specifically for How Blue Creek Irrigation Company.
So it's the irrigation company that's applying for it.
Yeah, that's the client that we're working for, if that's what you asked. Sorry, Marley, you might have to, I think the ones that are furthest away from the speaker, I'm having trouble hearing.
So tell me what the irrigation company consists of right now. Is it fully functioning? Is there a board? Is everybody in place? What's the status?
Yeah, there's a board. Did you say what? Sorry, I couldn't. Marley, you might have to repeat.
He also asked if it's fully functioning,
All the board positions filled?
all the board positions are filled.
Yes, yeah, they are filled, and I don't know when their board was established, a long time ago, but yes, all the positions are filled.
Are they still meeting regularly?
They have a board. When we meet with them at their board meetings, there's 7 or 8 board members, if I remember right.
And they meet regularly?
Yes. Right now with COVID, they're making do with, not having a monthly meeting, but typically they have monthly meetings.
And did you say there was going to be a co-sponsor, and who was that going to be?
Yes, and that's how it was set up with the previous project. Cowtown was a co-sponsor. How Blue Creek Irrigation Company was a co-sponsor. Watershed District Number 1 was a co-sponsor, and Box Elder County was the primary sponsor.
Okay.
So really, I guess it's just a couple of those. This was basically the money pass-through, and that's how this one will work up as well. Just reviewing of contracts and Box Elder County being the passing the money through invoicing during design and construction phases.
Do you have any templates or agreements that you have seen on past projects that maybe we could look at? That would allow us to put together something that would talk about the agreement between us as a primary sponsor and the co-sponsors.
I can grab one or request one from one of the other projects that we're doing in central or southern Utah that you guys would be able to review. If that would be helpful.
That would be great, because I think that would probably have the verbiage in there that talks about everybody's duties, and then also the admin fee that would be passed through. So yeah, that would be great.
Yep, that's something that I can get to you.
So is there?
I guess.
My other question is there, at some point, there must be an agreement that the county would have to sign as to what they're going to be responsible for? It wouldn't be between the cities or the irrigation, it'd probably be between the county and NRCS, I'm guessing. Is there that type of agreement?
Yeah. So there'll be a contract with the NRCS, and I can get a copy of that as well for you.
Yeah, that's really my main concern. That's really my main concern. I know with the last project, the one in 2009, there was some requirements in there that if things didn't get done, didn't matter, the county was the one that had to go in and do those things. Even though the others had agreed to do it, the county was still responsible. And I think that's going to be the case here. We just want to know for sure what we're getting into before we do that.
Yeah, and I don't have the background on that 2009 project. I wasn't involved with that project, but I understood that part of that project was watershed needed some things done, and part of the project that the county needed some things done out there. But that was coming from Scott Douglas. I don't know if he's on the call. He was, trying to explain that a little bit to me.
Yeah, I was involved in that, so I'm pretty familiar with it. And the concern is that I think things needed to be maintained and whatever else, and if they weren't, then the county had to come in and fix that. Basically indemnify NRCS from any damages or whatever. And it'll probably be the case here too.
Yeah, I would think that in this case, on this project, if there's any issues with this project, you wouldn't want to take those responsibilities on, so you would put that in an agreement that, any future maintenance of the project, whether it's the dam or the enclosed canals or pump station, that all of that responsibility falls upon Howell Blue Creek Irrigation Company.
I think that's all my questions. So at this point, I guess what you need from us, from the county, is a letter saying we are willing to act as sponsor. Is that right?
Yeah, that's all we need right now. Because there's no guarantee. This is a competitive process. That this application and proposal will compete with on the national level with proposals from all 50 states. And so there's no guarantee that this funding is going to that we're going to be awarded this funding for Howell Blue Creek Irrigation. And so, this time it's just an agreement or it's not an agreement, it's just a letter that says that you're willing to be the sponsor. And then after we find out if they get funded, then we'll need to work through those additional steps of writing that agreement and signing and reviewing contracts.
So in that letter, if we put some qualifications in there saying we're willing to act as sponsor provided we're agreeable to the terms, or
I would think that would be fine.
That's going to be okay if we put that in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see an issue with that.
That's all I've got.
Okay. Any of you guys have any other questions?
No, Steve just asked exactly what I was going to. That's the only concern that I would have had is if we do a letter and then the contract comes back and there's no way that the county can be held from more liability than we're willing to take. But if we can put that little disclaimer in the letter, I'm fine. I think I'd be okay moving
Does
ahead.
he need to see the letter to make sure it's okay, or?
Did you hear that, Jared?
Yeah. You might want to in that letter just state that you plan, if you want to say something like that, you plan to enter into an agreement with the county, with Howell Blue Creek Irrigation Company, and you plan to do that if the project is awarded.
I don't know if we need to do that, but does he need to see this?
Okay.
Do you need to see this new letter, Jordan?
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you need to see this letter then,
After we make the changes.
after we make the changes?
Yeah, so I need you to send that. So I started with the draft, and I think it's in a Word document that Scott forwarded to you. So you can add the additional items in there that we discussed, and then, sign that, and then send me the PDF back. Just send it straight to me because I think Scott's on vacation today, and I'm not sure what email address he gave you, but if you just send that straight to me, I need to get that off to the NRCS today.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll take care of that then. So,
Got his email on this?
I just sent it. I can send it to you.
Stan's got it? Okay.
Okay.
All right, Stan's got your email, so we'll get that over to you. So,
Okay.
is there any other questions, guys?
Jordan, the only thing I didn't hear you say was how much water is this project going to save them? I heard you say it last Wednesday, but I just want to make sure you project.
Yeah, our estimate is 2,150 acre feet, and that should be in the letter.
Okay.
It's in there.
Okay. All right, well, I'd entertain a motion then.
I would make a motion that we sign the letter in support to be the sponsor of this project pending that we're okay with the terms of the eventual agreement.
It's in there already.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Scott, second by Commissioner Summers. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
We'll get that over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
See you later.
Did you get his
All
contact?
right, we'll see you.
I just sent you his contact.
okay, so,
What needs to happen is, this needs to be put on county letterhead and signed.
Okay.
And so usually, I don't know who's gonna do that, but just
we
need
can
to put
have,
it on county
we can
letterhead.
have Christie do it.
Yeah.
So you'll need to get her copy, probably need to change the date. It says July
Okay,
21st, so that's a little bit outdated.
Is Chrissy here today? Maura?
yeah, was Christie here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I sent you the copy, so you'll have the word.
okay,
Get to her.
yeah. Okay, I'll send it over to her then.
We'll just
Tell her to put it on letterhead and then have her email it over to
Well, you'll have to sign it.
Jordan, yeah.
We got to walk
Okay.
around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You done?
Yep, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved to adjourn.
So seconded.
Still.
Have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Well.